So as we said, we will be recording this, so do feel free to turn your cameras off as we go through and pop any questions that you may have in the chat box. So yeah, very excited to be presenting this with Baldwins. They are fantastic travel agents that we love working with. So, you know, it'll be great to be able to take you guys through some of this. And just remember throughout, you've got the contact information there for your agents. Head over to the website, find your closest travel agency, and they'll be more than happy to help you. So I'm just going to start by going over some of the things that how we operate, how we work, and how you can use us for your travel agency. And then we're going to look at the really exciting products that we have on offer as well. I'm going to pause my camera just because I do think it might make our connection a little bit better. So I'm still here and I'll join you again at the end, but I just want us to be able to have a nice smooth connection. So let's start by a very special offer that we have on at the moment, and this is available if you book through your agents at Baldwins, but we're basically offering to help you upgrade your holiday. We all know it's been a little while since we've been able to travel, and so therefore we want to make sure that when you do get to going, you are having the best experience possible. So we're doing what we call pick your perk. So wherever you choose to upgrade your holiday, we are going to basically put a discount towards that upgrade for you. So whether that's upgrading your train ticket, that could be going from standard to first class. Maybe if some of you on here do know the rail a little bit better, possibly if you're doing one of our Swiss rail journeys or something, you might want to upgrade to excellence class on the Bonina or something like that. Very popular as an upgrade. We're then going to or upgrade your hotel. So you could choose, you know, if you've already got a garden view room in Venice, maybe you want to upgrade to a canal view. Or maybe you want to go from a 4-star hotel to a 5-star. All of those things do count. If you wanted to extend your stay, we all know once we get to go away on holiday, I definitely want to be staying away for as long as possible. So if you're looking to extend your stay on any of our holidays that you're looking at, that would also count as a pick your perk. And indeed, adding in activities. So the holidays that we're going to be looking at today, the closer to home, the holidays that are greenlit, that we can actually take this year in 2021, I am going to be touching on some of the additional activities and upgrades that you can do there as well. So if any of those take your fancy, don't forget to mention it to your agent at Baldwins Travel, and we will be happy to provide a little bit extra towards that vacation for you. So just why travelers love Railbookers, what makes us stand out, what makes it a little bit different, and what you'll enjoy about it. We do have a lot of rail expert knowledge. It's why your agents at Baldwins use us. There is a lot of different trains out there, and we are very well trained in all of them. So it's not just, you know, here's this holiday, but if you want to take the most scenic route, maybe you want to take a slightly different variation of that. Maybe you want to take the sleeper train, maybe you want the fastest route. Maybe you just want to know about which direction of travel is going to be the best way. We have that knowledge for you. We share all of that with our agents at Baldwins so that you can, you know, have that as you go traveling and know that you've got the most expert rail knowledge. It's not just the rail that we do. So obviously we're providing you with a whole holiday. So our sightseeing packages, the accommodation that we use, all of which we've experienced and tried ourselves so that we know that we're giving you the best possible holiday. Now you can also book our vacations all the way up into 2023. So we say there, as you can see, from today into 2023. I know a lot of people are going to be looking for those last minute getaways that year. I mean, I know I am. For sure, can't wait to get away. So last minute this year, we can get that sorted for you. But all the way into 2023, if you're looking for something a little bit more bucket list, a bit special, maybe you've got that special occasion you haven't been able to celebrate properly and you're looking to do something really unique, all the way into 2023, again, just have a chat with your agents at Baldwins. They can sort of, you know, talk with us about the best way to do that. We've got maximum flexibility. All of our holidays are independent. I think that's a really important point. That's really great at the moment. It means you are traveling on the vacation that you want. We've got all the opportunity to be able to tailor make it for you. And we can go any destination, any date, any time. Just simply, if the train goes there, so do we, therefore so do Baldwins. So there really is no harm in just having that conversation with your travel agent that's going to be able to point you in the right direction. Obviously, maybe with ourselves or maybe with another operator that they know. There is no trip that is too complicated, so don't feel like you need to go down that rabbit hole of looking into all of this yourself, making sure that it is doable. We actually really enjoy having those conversations with your travel agent, talking through the possibilities, making sure we're putting together the best possibilities for you. So have that chat and, you know, let us talk you through it and your agent and just, you know, see how you feel. We'll make those tweaks for you as we go as well. Now, today we are mostly going to be focusing on the UK. I've got a little touch on Portugal as well. But if there's any other destinations that you're interested in, we've actually got digital brochures now available through your agent. So just reach out to them. They can send you over the appropriate brochure, or as they will know, if that particular holiday is not within one of our brochures, they can send you over the correct links, documents, or indeed talk you through something else. But these are all available online now. So either you can download them to your tablet, e-reader, or indeed print them off. But yeah, we've got all of our new brochures out, luxury rail and indeed cruise extensions as well. I know a few of you might have, cruise credit from last year. If you're going to go away and do that week-long river cruise you were thinking about, why not extend it to do an extra week, including the rail and stuff as well? So some great ideas in there. Again, all in the heads of your travel agents as well. Now, a question I do get asked a lot at the moment is, we say we're booking into 2023, and why book now? Why is now the time to book? Well, I might as well just wait. Let's see what's happening. Well, some of you will know, your agents definitely know, a lot of operators at the moment have got flexibility policies and all sorts in place to make sure that if there's any changes, if the pandemic gets in the way, or in fact anything else at the moment, these flexibility policies are in place. As the world opens up again, as we see that, more people traveling and everything coming back to normal, these are going to change. But if you were to book with us, as you can see here, maximum flexibility policy for new bookings made before the 30th of June. Now, remember I said that 2-year window. If you want to book for May 2023, this policy will apply to that booking for you as well. It's kind of a peace of mind. It's our promise to you. And it's just so that we can all have something to look forward to, because we all need that. We all deserve that. Let's do that. So now is a great time to book, especially for special occasions and things. And this policy will apply for you. And we're basically saying, no amendment fees. You can change to any holiday that you would like within our range. So that's actually, Railbookers, Amtrak Vacations. Again, your agents of Baldwins know all about this. But I just like to touch on that for everyone, because I get asked a lot, when is the best time to book? And I'm like, before these go, these are excellent. So we do have a 24-hour support system as well for while you're traveling. Your agents are very busy ladies, and we support your travel as you're going. So if there's any change to trains or anything during your journey, anything that may happen while you're traveling, we're here to support that. So you've not only got that extra support of having a travel agent at Baldwin's Travel, but we're there keeping an eye on it as well. And between us, we're going to make sure that your holiday goes as smoothly as possible. And again, I think with these new systems coming into place, it's nice to know that there is, so 2 of us that have your back on this while you're traveling, and we're looking after you. So that's something that we have in place. It's also thanks to our global offices. So if you do happen to be traveling and it's something that occurs at night, don't be surprised if it's one of our US team you're speaking to. Whenever we mention our booking window, we always get a quick kind of, well, what about this rail? Can you book Eurostar 2 years in advance? What about Belmont? Obviously, we all have a good luxury train, Deutsche Bahn, anything like that. We always get asked. So just so you can have a quick see, here's some of the rail operators we work with. But as I say, if there's a train in it, speak to your agents at Baldwin's. They'll know that they can speak to us about it. And another little important bit, pandemic related, I know we're going to get onto the fun stuff in a minute, but how are rail operators maintaining a safe environment? This, I think, is important when we go to, looking at our holidays, things to look forward to. How do we know it's safe? Well, I'm going to start by saying most of the rail operators that we work with are government run. The trains have been running throughout the pandemic, being considered essential services as well. So the things that they've put in place are not new, and they're not just there for the travel, as that opens up again. It's actually been working as they've been reducing numbers as well. And these, it just makes it easy. But the big one, we all know, you're required to wear facial coverings in station, on trains for passengers and staff. Now, you'll see we're going to have a little look at some sleeper trains. Once you're in your own sleeper train cabin, you can take your mask off too, or maybe you want to break your journey up a little bit more to have that option, to take your mask off. Up to you, but it is a requirement. Stopping the sale of food and drink on board has happened as well. Not on every train, though. I'd like to think it's here as worst case scenario. A lot of trains are still doing it, especially those luxury trains where the whole point is you go and you enjoy your dining. Again, chat with your agents at Baldwin's. They will know. We'll take them through train by train and know exactly what's going on each one of you. You've got our support on that too. This next one, the changing of seating configuration and the allocation. I've thought this was wonderful since the second it happened. I mean, you're booking with Baldwin's Travel and Railbookers, your seats are already pre-booked, you're going to be looked after, and the best thing about it is most trains are running at 50% or less capacity. So that window seat that you wanted facing in the direction of travel, much more likely to be able to get that for you and actually have it available. Obviously, we do have allocation ahead of time. So that one is actually just in our favor. But yeah, good things there. They've increased the cleaning and sanitation at stations and on board the train. I believe it goes without saying. And they have moved towards contactless ticket control in a lot more stations. What I would like to say on that, though, is not a worry. There are still people at the stations that can look after you. You know, they're there with their face covers and stuff. It's just to limit that interaction if we can help it. All right. But yeah, that's kind of what they're doing. So hopefully that covers that. As I said, if there's any questions on these things, do pop them in the chat box, or don't hesitate to reach out to your agents at Baldwin's Travel that can go into more details. But hopefully that just gives you that peace of mind so we can enjoy looking at this next fun and exciting part. So we are going to start by looking at some of our Scotland holidays, what you can do there. I mean, it is amazing that this is right on our doorstep for something that we are able to travel to. And my eyes have certainly been open to some of the things that we can see within our own four borders, as it were. And there's definitely some really cool things to do this way. So one of those is Edinburgh, the Isle of Skye, and the West Highland line. Recently, we've upgraded a lot of our holidays to be able to include actually staying overnight on the Isle of Skye, and it's really cool and quite a unique experience. It's one of those sort of outer-lying islands in Scotland, and it's absolutely stunning. You get to go and experience some of the national parks out that way as well. So on this one, the journey begins in Edinburgh. Now you can book from your local station. So just let your agents know where you need to start from your local station. I'm sure they'll have a good idea for you as well. And we can book you up to Edinburgh from there. We'll have a look in just a moment at you know, how we tie that in with the Caledonian as well. But here you start in Edinburgh. You have your first 2 nights in Edinburgh, where we'll include the Royal Mile tour. Then you head up to Inverness. You have 2 nights in Inverness, where we can include some day trips there for you. Maybe you just want to unwind and take an Inverness yourself, or maybe you want to upgrade, spend a few extra nights and see what else we can do there. Lots of tours you can take out of Inverness. From there, you have a private transfer over to the Isle of Skye, which is an absolutely beautiful drive as well. You arrive, you've got 3 nights in the Isle of Skye, which includes a day tour for you as well. And then you head back to Fort William. Now you have 2 nights in Fort William, and during your time there, you actually get to go on the Jacobite line or the West Highland line. You know, the Jacobite train only runs between April to October, but that is the famous Harry Potter train. It goes over the Glenfinnan Viaduct. So pretty cool stuff. And there's also day trips to Loch Ness and Glen Urquhart Castle in this holiday. Now, remember I said our holidays can be tailor-made. Well, if you're looking at something like this, but maybe want to do a little bit more, other areas that we can go to, here's another package that we could sort of include for you. This has got a day trip to the Isle of Skye instead of those 3 nights, but you do end up spending time on the Orkney Islands. There's other variations. We could do time in Glasgow. Maybe you want to spend a little bit longer in Inverness, but there is options around here. But obviously time on the Orkney Islands is also amazing. You get to do things like take in Scarborough Brae and a prehistoric stone circle, where some of which has been used to, you know, carbon date other areas of the world as well. And on this one, you can see we have the Caledonian Sleeper included. This departs from London. The Caledonian Sleeper can travel to Edinburgh, Glasgow, Fort William, and Inverness. You go overnight and you wake up in your destination. So it's a really magical way to start your journey. Then from here, you have your 3 nights in the Inverness, which includes the day trip to the Isle of Skye and the private transfer and ferry between John O'Groats and the Orkney Islands. So really getting up into some of those amazing northern territories. My mum was actually raised in Scotland, and she said if you go far enough north at the right time of year, you can actually see the Northern Lights as well. So it is a trickier one, but it does happen. So just a little fun fact there. So what these holidays mean and can look like. So this is the Caledonian Sleeper. As I say, this is starting from London. If you want to start from here, you can be on board the Caledonian Sleeper, and we can book the different classes of travel for you. Now, there's only 2 sleeper trains within the UK, both depart from London. One goes up to Scotland, the other one goes down to Cornwall. We can book both of those, so always worth bearing in mind. But on board the sleeper train, different classes of travel are available. Now, we pretty much always start with the club class. That's because you've got your own private facilities within the cabin. You've got bunk beds. These are put down as seating during the day. You've got bunk beds. You've got your own private space. You also get then priority access to the dining carriage. Now, at the moment, if you don't want to eat in the dining carriage, they will also bring the food to your room, obviously providing you with that nice little safe bubble for you to enjoy. Bring your own champagne on board, maybe your extra cheese or something, make a nice little picnic out of it, and enjoy the journey up to Wake Up wherever you choose. But the other option, if you are doing this for a special occasion, and definitely one that's worth booking early, is the Caledonian Double. There's only 2 of these double sleepers on board each train, okay? We do get allocation ahead of time on these though, so if you want to do this, definitely let us know. But it's really cool. There are not many trains that have the double bed option. They've all been recently refurbished. I say recently, it was just pre-pandemic, so they've not been that used in that time. You've got your own facilities on board. They come and do a little turn down. You get chocolates, little Scottish toiletries and everything as well. And the food is all freshly prepared, and it's based around local cuisine. A really lovely way to start your journey, or maybe you want to end your journey this way, arrive back into London on the Caledonian Sleeper, or do both ways. But it's a really nice way to do it. It's very clean, fresh and cozy on board as well. The other train journey that we mentioned, it's this Jacobite steam train. I'm sure all of you, if you didn't have in your head the Harry Potter train before, looking at this image will definitely help with that. But that is the Glenfinnan Viaduct, not just the Harry Potter train. It is a really beautiful piece of architecture and scenery that you can see on this journey as well. This is by far one of our most popular trains to book, you know, when you're heading up to Scotland. And of course, pick your perk upgrade. Definitely recommend doing this in first class. You can see here, this got such a just like, I would say old-fashioned luxury feel. Really wonderful little upgrade to have here for you. There is also the upgrade to the Harry Potter carriage, which are those little sliding carriages that you might have seen on there. But again, definitely need to get in early if you're thinking about booking that one for a special occasion. So these are definitely part of those upgrades that we're able to do. This, you'll also get like a little sort of afternoon tea on the journey. You head out to Mallaig, you have a couple of hours in Mallaig. It's plenty of time to walk around this little seaside town there before hopping back on the train to Fort William. Now, we mentioned on the Isle of Skye, we've just started to get some wonderful hotels. These are small family-run hotels, and this is one of the accommodations that we use on the Isle of Skye. So you can it still has that sort of wonderful feel of a luxury vacation, but it's a cute family-run hotel. And this is where you could be staying for those 3 nights, taking in the Isle of Skye and the national parkland around there as well. So here it is. This is part of what you can see on the Isle of Skye. This is the national park there. You'll also be taken out to Kilt Rock and other top destinations on this journey as well, just to really take in some of the fantastic fresh air scenery that you can see. And during this time, you'll be staying in Portree, is where your hotel is, and this is the little marina in Portree. So all of these just fresh air, beautiful scenery, and taking in something that is right on your doorstep. Other day trips include Eilean Donan Castle. This is situated between 2 locks. Very popular sort of medieval castle. There's a little cafe there that you can enjoy some drinks as well. Now, all of our day trips are with local guides, very small group tours, local guides, and just there to impart their knowledge on you, and honestly, people that generally love their country. So you do get some great insight into it. We always get amazing feedback. During your private day trips, so your private transfers as well, it's not just sit in the car and be taken. They do stop at wonderful destinations, one of which being Dunrobin Castle. This is the most northerly castle, and in fact is still occupied. I think it's by one of the dukes or something at the moment as well, but it's one of the oldest still occupied castles, and it's the most northerly. So really beautiful to stop off. You can go walk around the rooms there, take in the grounds, stretch your legs on part of your journey, and take that in as well. These are the standing stones of Stennis. These are on the Orkneys. Yeah, this one's on the Orkneys. I was just about to say Hebrides. These are about 6 meters high, and like all stone circles, they've got that mystery behind them of why they're there. But these will be part of what you get to take in during the journey, and I think some of the lesser known attractions. This is one of my favorites, Skara Brae. This is actually an old Viking settlement that you can go and take in as part of your day trips as well. So they'll take you through all the history of this area, and it's very well preserved thanks to where it is located. This is, yeah, an old Viking settlement, Skara Brae, which you're able to go and visit too. During your time in Inverness, we include like a skip the line entrance into castles, and a private walking tour if you like, or indeed some of my favorite additions to have to these are the secret food tour upgrades. Now, if you're heading out to the Hebrides as well, you've got the Callanish stones, otherwise known as petrified giants, that you can go and witness. Again, yet another stone circle. There is so much ancient history that you can go and witness up in Scotland, and all as part of these holidays as well. Another cool location is the Butt of Lewis, one of the most northern points, but the one that I really like to point out is Harris. The island of Harris, and you'll see in the very start of the webinar as well, those beaches that you were looking at are all on the Scottish Isles. Beautiful, pristine, white sand beaches with amazing turquoise oceans right here in the UK. And I promise if you get them on a good day, it really is great to swim in. I know possibly Scotland's not the first place you think of for beaches, but they are absolutely stunning. Obviously, you'll be spending some time in Edinburgh as well, so you can walk the Royal Mile, and definitely recommend the secret food tour here, or indeed upgrade to the Scottish whisky tasting experience, as they say, when in Rome. It's definitely worthwhile doing. Now, as I said, lots of options you can see there, hopefully, but I really did want to make sure we showed you the luxury version of Scotland as well. Obviously, with the Belmond Royal Scotsman. Now, this is a fantastic way of doing a special occasion if you haven't been able to do one recently. Definitely worth the upgrade. And on this one that you can see here, you've got 2 nights on board the train. Now, what's quite nice about this is the train's actually stopped overnight. So rather than being on board, you know, as it's kind of moving around, it stops at night time. And then during the day, you have these amazing trips that you can do, going to Royce Mercus Estate, where you can do clay pigeon shooting. You can go to Clodden Battlefields. You can go to the Strathilza, I'm saying that a little bit wrong, I think, but the distillery as well. And there's even the options to go seal watching, and all included within this amazing package for you as well. Now, we include this with trips with time in Edinburgh too, but also while you're on board the train, and unfortunately I haven't got a picture here, but there's also a spa on board too. So you really can make this a very special occasion. Now, during your first night on board, it's like a smart casual dinner. So for your first night, 2 nights, depending on the trip that you're choosing to go on, they will just provide a smart, casual, enjoyable meal. And on the last night, they really pull all the stops out, and you have an amazing 4-course meal that is all sort of based around Scottish cuisine. The Belmond train, it goes above and beyond when it comes to luxury experience. And again, it's right here in the UK. But this is one of my favorite luxury train journeys. Everything's included for you once you're in as well, and you don't have bunk beds. You've got these amazing rooms. This is a twin cabin on board the Royal Scotsman. There's double options as well, but I think this is great if you don't want to be doing the hopping up in and out of sort of bunk beds too, and the space in these cabins is just luxury. They do have their lounge car as well, where you can go and enjoy the entertainment, maybe a cup of tea or coffee, possibly socialize with your other travelers as well. These trains only run with about 30 or 40 people on as well. So an amazing experience, very personalized, bespoke, and really unique. So that's Scotland. Now, another holiday that you'll be able to do this year is Ireland. I do just fingers and toes crossed, obviously, but this is definitely one that's likely to be going ahead. Now, you could either choose to fly into Dublin, or you can take the rail and the ferry over, but this journey starts in Dublin. You head down to Cork. You have 2 nights in Cork. Then you head to Killarney, where you'll be staying with a day trip out to the Ring of Kerry. These include really popular destinations to see in Ireland. You also get to take in Mallow, Limerick, and Galway, and the Cliffs of Moher before heading back to Dublin. And in Dublin, we include the Hop on Hop off tour, and obviously the City Pass too, which actually allows you access to the Guinness factory, which is certainly something everyone likes to do. And when you're in the Guinness factory, the very top floor, so it's a 7-floor experience, learning all about Guinness. The very top floor, you get a complimentary pint of Guinness in their revolving bar that looks out over Dublin, or you can go and learn how to pour your own pint and get the certificate for perfect pouring of your Guinness. This is the Ring of Kerry, which you'll be experiencing as part of a day trip. Again, really small private group tour. We'll take you out, tell you about the history of the landscape, and really just take in some of the incredible scenery that is to be seen there in Ireland as well as seeing Killarney lakes and the national parks. And as you can see, there is many ways to be taking in some spectacular scenery right here in the UK Isles. The Cliffs of Moher are another popular destination. I love the idea of sort of seeing this and knowing that the next stop, if you to head straight out to sea, would be the USA. So something a little bit different to see there. And quite often you can see sea life off these coasts as well. And then I had to touch on Portugal because we've got the green light. And already we've had loads of inquiries and bookings for this one this week as well, so some good stuff here. But this is doing Porto, Coimbra and Lisbon. Now again, this can be tailor-made, so if you wanted just to spend some time in Porto and Coimbra, if you just want to do Porto, Lisbon, something like that, we can do that for you, obviously with your flights in and out from your preferred airport. You can see it's 2 nights in each destination with the rail in between in these destinations. Really lovely like rail routes as well, and again trains running at lower capacity for that. But you're going to begin your journey in Porto, obviously very famous for port, but it was the closest seaside town to the Mediterranean for all sort of trading ships that used to come over. So there's a lot of history and culture and diversity within this town as well. It's also why all the port distilleries were here. They would sort of get dropped off and then picked up for transportation as well. Amazing architecture, food. There's a secret food tour you can do here as well, so that's quite amazing to take in. And if you can get the day trip out to the vineyards as well, so the overnight cruise from Porto to take in the vineyards and the amazing scenery that way. You also get to spend some time in Coimbra. What's always fascinating me about Portugal is the differences in all the like places that you go to. You really do get that sense of, I guess, how it's sort of open to the sea, and as the traders come in and, you know, things have been influenced. So some amazing trips in Porto, in Coimbra, and also in Lisbon, which is obviously very famous for its brightly coloured architecture from there as well. So hopefully we've had a few questions throughout the webinar today. And if there are any, please feel free to pop them in the chat box now. And hopefully that was sort of inspirational for you. But obviously, if there's any particular journey or destination that you were looking at as well, which maybe we didn't get the opportunity to touch on today, don't forget to sort of reach out to your agents. You've got the information there for how you can reach out to them. Hello, Trish.
Hi, thanks ever so much, Charlie. That's brilliant. So it's given us some ideas for summer 21, which is quite exciting. I mean, as things start to open up, I'm looking for your other destinations. So hopefully there'll be a lot more on offer in a few weeks' time.
Yes. Yeah, always more like bits to have a look at, like as I say, in the brochures and stuff as well. And we're just, as things open up, we're here and ready to go, thanks to, I suppose, the train's been running throughout, really.
Yeah. I think we've got wonderful scenery. Thank you for a fab presentation. That's nice. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue.
Any other questions from anybody?
It's quite a lot of information to take in all at once.
Yeah.
So as you know, we said, if there's anything that comes up after as well, do reach out to, you know, Trish and the team. They'll be more than happy to talk over anything after the fact as well. We work very closely together, so I know they've got probably all the answers for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, feel free. I mean, you've all got my email address anyway, but or contact your local Baldwin's travel branch. There's somebody in branch there that can help you. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us again this week. And thank you, Charlie, for the wonderful presentation. And I hope to see you all again soon. Keep an eye on our website under events, because we've got more presentations coming up in the following weeks. So it'll be nice to see you all again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.